no one to play with? There's always PartyPoker.com where the world plays poker.
Chips are a-rifflin', cards are a-whistlin'. This is poker. You'll see the best poker action with us in the PartyPoker.com European Open. All the moves, the raises, and the bluffs as one player from each heat heads into the semifinal on their way to a top prize of $125,000. Hi, I'm Jesse May, and I'm joined tonight by actor Michael Greco to guide you through tonight's game and fill you in on the ins and outs of Hold'em. Now, Michael, you have gone quickly from poker fan to poker pro. What do you love about this game?
I love this game. I love the adrenaline of this game. Being an actor by trade, as Shakespeare said, the whole world is a stage, and you need to bring a bit of acting to this table. And I just love the fierceness, competitiveness of this game, and the adrenaline buzz that you get from bluffing someone out of a pot.
Well, you need no review, but let's review for you at home just the ins and outs of the rules of Texas Hold'em. Texas Hold'em begins with each player being dealt 2 cards face down from the dealer. These are personal cards that only the player gets to see. Players then decide whether to bet based on the value of those 2 cards alone. There's 4 possible betting rounds, during which the community cards are dealt onto the table face up. First up are the 3 cards that make up the flop. After the next round of betting, you see the turn. And finally, the last of these community cards is dealt the river. Players must make the best 5-card poker hand out of 7 available cards to take the pot. It's no limit, so a player can bet all of his chips to win a hand. So, Michael, now we know how to play. The next thing to learn about is the blinds.
The blinds, okay. Basically, these are compulsory bets that the players have to put in the middle before any action has started. So, getting your cards, the first player to the left of the dealer button puts in a small blind, and to the left of him puts in the big blind, which is normally double the amount of the small blind.
Now, I mean, some people will have heard about antes, but blinds are sort of like antes that only some of the players have to put up.
That's right. I mean, it's only the 2 players to the left of the dealer button, and the dealer button goes clockwise around the table. So eventually, the blinds will start getting higher and higher and higher after, say, half an hour or an hour's level. And so then there's a lot more in the middle for you to fight over.
So let's imagine that we're going to be dealing the cards for this first round. And the blinds are here in seats 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. Where does the action begin?
The action begins to the left of the big blind.
So, I mean, another way to think about the blinds is actually as a bet and a raise that have happened before the players have seen their cards. Because this player, he'll have to call 4 chips or fold.
Exactly, because if there wasn't anything in the middle to fight over, you'd have a very boring game because everyone would just wait for a big hand. So there has to be something in the middle for us to fight over.
Well, I do that anyway.
Oh, okay.
Blinding explanation, Michael. Okay, our second heat starts soon. Let's go over to the table, see who's playing and who's sitting where. Well, that's a tasty lineup. We're here with one of the players who will be in tonight, Tony Bloom. Now, Tony, you have been very successful in this particular format, 6-seater televised table. Why is that? What is the strategy?
It's pretty different to normal style of poker, Jesse. There's a balance between being passive perhaps early on when the blinds are small, weighing up your opponents, and being aggressive and hitting in the right circumstances. Obviously you need decent cards, you need sort of decent cards to stand up, but there is a certain right strategy, and it really depends on the other players as well as your cards and how far you are in the tournament. And I've got a good feel about when to play passive, when to be aggressive, and when to really shoot for it.
The lights are dimmed. The table is set. Join us in a minute as the action gets underway here from the PartyPoker.com European Open.
No one to play with? There's always PartyPoker.com.
Welcome back. Everything's ready. Michael Greco and myself will be guiding you through the action. Let's join the table.
There ain't no party without
I see you following the action here.
Cards coming out.
We'll do all the work.
Each player, of course, begins with 100,000 in tournament chips, so the blinds being 1 and 2,000 doesn't put too much money on the table for the start. And as we talked about before, Michael, it's really the blinds that determine the action.
Yeah, at the moment, because the blinds are so small, there's not that much to steal, but that's what you're fighting for, that bit of cash in the middle.
2 yellow chips from Michael Pownall means a call, matching the bet, and this has given Brett the opportunity to creep on in with a big hand, really.
We have a flop.
I'm surprised there. I would have liked to have seen a raise on the small blind.
3-way here. Tony Bloom getting the free flop because of Brett's timidness, or is it? And they've all missed.
They've all missed. You got an inside straight draw for Brett, but he could have been in a lot more trouble. He should have really raised on the small blind. He wouldn't know where he was, you see, with that flop.
And he's going to have trouble calling a bet, but has Pownall checked yet? He's very deliberate.
Check, all check.
He's very deliberate.
Wow. He just made the nut hand Broadway.
Let's check.
He checked it
Check.
right away.
Check.
He doesn't. And this is interesting because this has opened up an up and down straight draw for Pownall. And if he hits, well, he's actually drawing dead, isn't he?
He's drawing dead. I think if he does bet this, then Dunstan has just got to flat call him. There's no point in raising him.
6,000.
Just a nice little flat call here from Dunstan. Take your time over it. A little bit of acting. He looks like an actor, doesn't he? He looks like a big Hollywood movie star.
He looks like he'd be very comfortable on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Raise. 10,000 more, 16.
You see, he's raised it up. That's the wrong move, I think. He's going to throw enough Tony Bloom, and he's probably going to throw enough Pownall as well.
Right. I mean, he'd love to give Pownall the chance to hit his hand. And there's really nothing out there that a draw that can beat him, really, is there?
No, I mean, if a 7 did come down, then Pownall's going to think he's got the best hand. He's going to think if a queen comes down, then all it takes is Dunstan to have an ace. So there's no point. He's put a bit of cash in to see where he is. The guy's raised him. He's got to think he's losing. He's got to fold it. Because he's got to figure out if the queen does come down, then he could be drawing dead because the guy could have an ace. Yeah, good fold.
Well, that must be how Pownall reasoned it. He did not want to pay the money for the draw, and with the nut straight, Brett Dunstan wins his first hand. Let's check out the ranking of hands. Each 5-card poker hand falls into the official ranking of poker hands. Bottom of the ladder is high card only. A pair just above that, and 2 pair is higher still. 3 of a kind is 3 of a number, a straight. 5 cards in a row of any suit. A flush is 5 cards of the same suit in any order. Full house, 3 of a kind plus a pair. 4 of a kind is self-explanatory, and a straight flush is 5 cards all in a row of the same suit. Royal flush is top of the pops. That's a straight flush, ace high.
Tony Bloom.
Most British poker players who have been on the scene for a while would really consider Mickey sort of a legend. I think back in the old days, the Barracuda Club, the Jackpot Club, but really before the advent of poker in the big time, Mickey was grinding it out and thriving, really, with guys like Ben Roberts, David Mosley, some of the Derek Webb,
Raise to
stalwarts of
5,000
poker.
total.
Here we go. Tony Bloom starting now. He's starting to raise with garbage hands.
It only took him 6 hands.
Only
didn't
took
it?
him 6 hands, so
Call.
I'd like to see how Achilles reacts to this. Oh, he's passed.
Well, Eddie London has just called